Alex Shieh joins me now. So, Alex, you're not Jewish, but you are a freshman at Brown University.
I am.
And so I want to just get your take right off the bat. I mean, I can't imagine this was expected when you stepped on campus as an eager freshman back in August. What is it like now? What is the tension on campus like?
Well, it was a little bit, because on my admitted students visit back in April, actually, one of the things that stuck out to me was that there were a bunch of protesters handing out flyers that says Brown invests in apartheid, and that's sort of their shtick, is that they want Brown to divest their endowment from anything that's related to Israel. And the administration is sort of reluctant to do that because they don't see the endowment as a political instrument, which is sort of something that I agree with. But I think that going on at Ivy League institutions all across the country, we see that there is a bit of an attitude of incivility, is that people aren't really being treated with respect because of their political beliefs. And you do see that there sort of is a lot of disagreement, and that there really isn't people able to disagree using their indoor voices, like having a conversation like us right now. It's just people yelling, people trespassing. And I mean, I'm a supporter of freedom of speech, and so if people want to yell all they want, I mean, that's their right. However,
Sure.
I wish that people would exercise their right to free speech a bit more responsibly and bring other people in, engage in dialogue. And I would wish that more students would be interested in doing that.
Well, it's interesting that you say that this was even going on back when you were there visiting in April, because I think it's sort of risen to the top of the media and everyone's consciousness right now. But there has been this undertone that's been coming for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do want to get your take, because I mentioned in the intro there are 41 students that were arrested. There were some that charges were dropped at a November protest after a couple of pro-Palestine students died. Do you think that the administration is doing enough, not doing enough in terms of cracking down on anti-Semitism on campus?
Right. Well, I support free speech, and I don't think we need to be cracking down on free speech per se too much. However, I do think that, again, a lot of these people, people in general, college students, we like attention. I think I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't like a little bit of attention myself. But I think students are attention-seeking, and sort of when you see 41 people getting arrested, and then they walk out with the hands behind their back, and there's all the cameras, I think that they're sort of lauded as heroes by some people, and sort of that is a thing that sort of feeds into that ego. That is, rather than having discourse, people really just want attention. And sort of this has to do, I guess, with these days Instagram Reels, TikTok. People's attention spans are short, and so they really don't have a lot of time to read up on all the facts. Rather, they're just more interested in doing big flashy gestures that can go viral, as opposed to really digging into that substance that's there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point that you make, because, of course, universities are supposed to be a place where there is supposed to be that free discourse, that if you have a different opinion than me, we can actually talk it out instead of yelling past each other. I do think that, I will push back a little bit when someone is calling for the genocide of an entire population. It would have been nice to see President Claudine Gay condemn that. But before I let you go, I want to get your take on what Bill Ackman has been calling for. Because I went to Harvard undergrad, I went to the MBA institution as well. I was going because I wanted to get certain jobs, certain opportunities. He's calling for employers, donors, to pull their money back, to not come to a place like Brown University. What's your reaction? Are you worried that some employers may just say, Alex, we're not coming for you today?
I don't know. I think that's a little bit unfair to students who, through no fault of their own, are sort of at an institution like this. And I think that's a little bit short-sighted. I mean, Bill Ackman, he went to Harvard, right? And I'm sure that he got employment opportunities after all. So I think that might be a little bit of hypocrisy there. However, I do think that it is important, sort of, that we push back on sort of this mob mentality, herd mentality. I think people need to think for themselves. And I think that, back in the day, it used to be like, if I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican. That's sort of like, I'm a Red Sox fan, you're a Yankees fan. We might not agree, right, on everything.
Tense, though.
But we can still be friends, and we can still get along. And I hope we can get back to that on college campuses sometime soon.
Well, I would hope so as well. Alex Shieh, thank you so much for your time today, and for reminding us that we should be having more conversations instead of yelling past each other. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.